I mean, they did it because they wanted full control over this land.
Right.
It might have been a very valuable piece of land that was being developed, and whoever they were disputing it with wanted full control over this land, so they killed the father and son, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Which, quite honestly, I mean, like, brings me back. I mean, I keep saying this, but we gripe about the price of title insurance, but it's not worth the price of your life. I
No,
don't think, or the price of your son's life, for that
no,
matter.
no, and I mean, they were just trying to do right by themselves and their family, and ultimately greed got in the way, and they lost their lives for it.
Wow.
Knife in a drawer that's too clean to call a story untold, untold, untold. The windows reflect what I can't unsee. A murder that echoes eternally.
Hello, hello. Welcome to Murder, Mayhem, and Mortgages. I'm Chef,
And I'm Robbie.
and today we are wrapping up our season with one final story for you.
Well, it's just the first half of the first season.
Oh, yes. Scrap that.
Yeah, what do we know? What do we know? All right. So, as always, we tell a bitter tale of murder, mayhem, and always involving real estate or mortgages.
Mm-hmm.
And then we rank them after we tell our tales.
Yes.
So, do you want to start us off?
Yeah, today I wanted to talk to you about a father and son. They were involved in a real estate deal out of, and I'm sorry, I'm probably going to butcher this, but
We've been
Babata-
doing that all season long. They're used to it by now.
it's a Babatala, India. And
Batala.
yes. And basically, they had traveled for a land dispute and disappeared by night.
Went to a title company and never closed.
So, K. Veeraswamy Reddy, he was 62. His son, Prasad Reddy, 37. They were both very respected real estate investors, and they had some interstate investments, which means, crossing state lines. They were actually they were buying and developing real estate. They had gotten involved with some other parties in a real estate transaction. Things were kind of going sideways. The negotiations were starting to, not pan out how everybody wanted. And so there was some disputes on the land ownership and the development that was involved.
So, where do the meets and bounds end?
At the bloody line.
That's terrible.
But
Oh,
one day they were heading into a village for a court case for some like bounced checks. I guess that's kind of the first process. Whenever you have some land disputes over there, you got to go to court over it. And on their way to court, they had stopped for breakfast and were kidnapped by 6 people in broad daylight and forced into a vehicle, where they were subsequently taken to the land that was in dispute and being developed, and they were killed.
sounds like a mafia hit.
Well, not only were they killed, they were hacked to pieces,
Ooh.
which is pretty brutal and, in my opinion, very personal. When you start killing people in that kind of manner, that's a very personal way to kill somebody.
We keep having these episodes that involve wood chippers and pigs. Was there a pig involved?
No, it was just in the middle of nowhere, but it was kind of what's the word I'm looking for?
People keep getting hacked to death.
Well, because
over
they were
land.
killed on the land that was in dispute. To me it was a
Disputes
symbol.
resolved.
It was a symbol of what was really going on.
Okay.
And eventually they did charge some people for the murder, but there are other suspects that are still.
At large?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's an ongoing investigation, or
It
are
is,
they in?
it is an ongoing investigation. I think in a situation like that, it's hard to ascertain who is involved and charge people accordingly. But at least there have been a couple people that have been apprehended, because that's a very gruesome way to die and kill somebody.
It's a very
And
gruesome way to solve a real estate dispute, too.
yeah, I mean, they did it because they wanted full control over this land.
Right.
It might have been a very valuable piece of land that was being developed, and whoever they were disputing it with wanted full control over this land, so they killed the father and son, unfortunately.
Gotcha. Which, quite honestly, I mean, like, brings me back. I mean, I keep saying this, but we gripe about the price of title insurance, but it's not worth the price of your life, I don't
No.
think, or the price of your son's life, for that
No,
matter.
no, and I mean, they were just trying to do right by themselves and their family, and ultimately greed got in the way, and they lost their lives for it.
Wow. All right. So, anything further on that, or that's
No, just a pretty simple
pretty
but gruesome
dark,
story.
gruesome tale? Father and son dismembered and placed promptly on the raw land that was being developed.
Yeah. Well,
And they were
and
kidnapped in broad daylight over
as I
breakfast.
say, the fact that it was in the middle of
Pretty
daylight,
brazen.
they had to have been stalked. There had to have been some insider information because they knew where they were going to be that day. They knew where to find him to pick him up. It happened in broad daylight. Not really anybody said anything. So there might have, and you get into these small villages and you grease some palms. There's people that turn a blind eye and or were involved in this in some capacity.
I gotta be honest though. I mean, like, over this very short season, 12 episodes, we've had almost what, four um incidents in India, and yeah, it's off my bucket
Well,
list.
India is a very big country.
It is a big country. There's a lot of people in it, but I
Well,
don't
I think
know.
they have the highest population in the entire world, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So it's okay?
No,
You're
it's
good
not
with it?
okay, but
All right.
there's gonna be a lot of stories when you have that, amount of people in just one country.
I still think we have a lot of gruesome murders and tales just in the United States alone.
Yes.
So, speaking of which, I am bringing to the table an active and ongoing investigation case. It's actually going to be a cliffhanger. I hate to tell you this, but we're not going to resolve my case today. This is probably going to be one that's going to be in the second half of the season as well.
Well, maybe we'll have a part 2 with some closure at some point.
So, with active and ongoing investigations, we always say allegedly.
Allegedly.
Uh, you know, innocent until proven guilty, but in the public domain, yeah, this woman has been pretty brutally convicted in a case of
I'm
public
interested.
opinion.
I'm
Yeah,
interested.
it's a case where it involves a Moscow mule. Amazon's back on the case again.
Oh
I hate
my
to say it.
goodness.
And there's some mortgage related fraud, insurance fraud, and yeah, overall, just interesting case. It is the case of the Corey Richens case. Have you been hearing about
I
this?
have not, so I'm interested.
Gosh. So it's just it it's so filled with chaos. I'm so blessed that I am boring. And I love that, I mean, like, you read this stuff and you're like, shit, I am so boring. It's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
it's peaceful. It's
Right.
peaceful to be
So
boring.
Corey is actually from Utah. Here she is, she's a Utah realtor, actually. And she was most known for property flipping.
Okay.
And she and her husband met and got married. Picture perfect. They're both successful people out in Utah. She does a lot of property flipping. They have 3 children. He runs a successful masonry business. And they're all by accounts, if you look on like Facebook and everything, social media, they're just like rocking and rolling,
Well,
the movers and the shakers,
social media only puts out what, they want you to see, so
Right.
you gotta take that with a grain of salt.
Behind the scenes, though, the charm kind of wore off a little bit. So there were some problems that started to pop up between 2016 and 2020.
Okay.
So, um,
Some cracks
Corey,
in the masonry?
yeah, some cracks in the oh, that is beautiful. I love it. I wish I had thought about that. So he actually was doing really well. He had a business partner, and by all accounts was fairly conservative on the financial side, puts money aside for taxes, both state and federal income taxes, paid his bills on time and everything else. But what actually gets interesting is that Corey's not so financially, apparently, allegedly, not so financially fiscally conservative, if you will.
Okay.
She runs up about $30,000 worth of credit card debt on her husband's debts.
That's easy to do.
Yeah, really. And shoes? What are you
In
doing over here?
shoes.
All right. I'm going to warn your husband. That's not creepy at all while we discuss this stuff.
Oh, when he makes me mad, I just look at him and say cha-ching.
So she had taken out at least about $100,000 worth of bank loans on his behalf using a fraudulent power of attorney, allegedly.
That's why we do the alive and well.
Right. And also actually wound up pulling some money out of the family safe, which, I've heard that happen a few times with other parties. So
Mhm.
it's a case that kind of happens, but it kind of gets a little bit whacked out. And he starts noticing these things and he starts telling his business partner, his sister, his family friend. It actually gets so bad. Now, here's the thing. He actually consulted a divorce attorney. He sets up a secret trust. He makes sure that his sister's in charge of the secret trust.
Mhm.
He actually had a prenuptial agreement with him that was signed prior to the marriage. And interestingly enough, she only profits if they're still married and he dies.
Hmm.
Like if they get divorced, she doesn't get anything. That kind of
Cue
scenario.
the motive.
Cue the motive. So during the period between 2016 and 2000, though, she continues to take out life insurance policies over and over and over again to the tune of like $3 million.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, I joke with my wife about our life insurance policies. It's dark humor and whatnot. But I think this really went to an extreme. He also had a life insurance policy with his business partner, which is good practice for people who are in business together.
I have heard that.
Yeah, well, if your business partner passes away, there's a lot of issues. So there's usually like a life insurance policy for an initial buyout so that there's no family conflict or no probate on 50% of the business.
I don't think a lot of people think about that either.
Right, which is why you want to consult a great attorney on these things. And obviously he did, and so did the business partner. And they had a great, by all accounts, working relationship. There's no problems with the business. What got weird was when the business partner got contacted because the beneficiary, there was a request to change the beneficiary without either party knowing. And the beneficiary requested to be changed was over to Corey. And he went, oh, no, 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 no. Notified Eric, the husband. So here it is, beneficiaries changed and changed back, and it actually doesn't even go through, but there are multiple life insurance policies. Turns out, as we kind of pull back the narrative of it and scale back all these things, he's having some health challenges on a couple of different interesting times. So they go to a trip in Greece, and he has, quote unquote, an allergic reaction to something. Apparently, he was on some medication. According to Corey, he was on some medication, and he requested to have a non-alcoholic drink, and they bring him an alcoholic drink. By her standards, she says he has a reaction. He's suspicious, right? Then happens again on Valentine's Day in 2022 that she's like making him a sandwich. Like, what a romantic gesture, right? He has another allergic reaction immediately, and like he has to take his son's EpiPen and chug some Benadryl to like recoup basically very quickly. And he tells his sister after this event on Valentine's Day 2022, he's like, she gave me a sandwich. I think she tried to poison me.
Yeah.
Now at
Sounds
this
like it.
point, I'm thinking, when the hell did the movie Get Out come out? It turns out Get Out came out in 2017. So here's your path. Somebody trying to kill you, change your life insurance policies and all that. That's what that movie was about. Get the hell out, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't. He didn't. And so here it is. He's trying to make the family work. They are entering counseling. He by all accounts, he's madly in love with her. And madly in love or deadly in love, I'm not really sure. It just blows my mind that he suspects this woman of actually attempting to kill him. Well, then there is another incident in March. Well, she wants to buy this multi-million-dollar property, and property, flip it. And he's like, seems like a money pit. I really don't think it's a good idea.
Mhm.
And during this time, he also thinks like a few weeks ago, she tried to kill me again.
Yeah.
So here it is. And this time she makes him a Moscow Mule because she feels like she talked him into this deal. And he dies that night. And she calls the police. She said, I was sleeping in my son's bed because he was having a nightmare. And so I was sleeping in my son's room with him. And I go in to check on my husband and in the middle of the night, and he's cold and not breathing. And he just died in the middle of the night.
I mean, why after that point would you even take anything your wife made if you suspected that?
Right. Like
I would be doing one of these.
or follow the movie Get Out and just get the hell out, right? But
Jeez.
no, he decided to stay, believed in the marriage, this, that, whatever. And so here it is. The family's immediately suspicious. He's passed away.
Well, yeah.
So I think he died on the night of the 3rd into the 4th. She closes on that $1.8 million property on the 5th, like a day later.
Oh my gosh.
So here it is. All these things are happening. Families making accusations and making legal maneuvers to block her from accessing anything of the family estate, those kind of things. And so obviously there's some family tensions there. And the investigation starts. And of course, one of the things that the cops do is they circle in on the spouse, So here it is. But it takes a long time to get phone records, and it takes a long time to get financial records, put the pieces together, make the interviews and this, that, whatever. So here it is, a year's going into it, and they're still investigating the murder. And there is an autopsy, and he didn't just pass away in the middle of the night. He dies from fentanyl overdose, like 5 times the lethal dose kind of thing.
Good Lord.
So during the investigation, the cops are claiming that she not only went to a drug dealer, which was the housekeeper, which in a previous episode, we didn't think the housekeeper would do it, but turns out sometimes they do. Who knows?
Well, I mean, she probably just thought she was getting drugs for this wife that was clearly crazy.
Yes. So here it is. She goes to the housekeeper, gets the drugs, and then says, hey, the first round wasn't strong enough. We need more. So goes and gets the second round, and the second round was the fentanyl overdose. Also, phone records indicate allegedly that she had a side piece during all this. And
of course,
on like February 14th and other times that she tried to poison him, she's sending, kiss emojis to this side piece, if you will. So the whole case gets just weirder and weirder as we go down this. And again, grateful that I am so boring.
What I don't understand is like how you get life insurance policies on someone without them knowing. Because if somebody's just started getting life insurance policies on me, I'd be like, wait a second.
Well, keep in mind, it's very common for couples to have life insurance policies on each other.
But you should have to, like, if somebody wanted to get a life insurance policy on me, I should have to sign.
Oh, I have one. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. So, no.
I've heard of employers doing that to employees, getting life insurance policies on them.
Creepy. That's not creepy at all.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody gets a life insurance policy on you, you should have to sign off on that.
But again, everything is allegedly. She was already allegedly accused of committing some fraudulent activities with some signing of a power of attorney previously and getting loans under her husband's name and credit card fraud. So all these things are kind of compounding. Well, during this time, while the cops are piecing together their investigation, she writes a book. And it's a children's book on how to deal with like death in the family. And it's this thing to where daddy's an angel, daddy's passed away, and he comes to visit the kids and tells them I'm still with you kind of thing, right? And she actually gets promoted on like some show, something to the effect of Good News Utah.
So I imagine this happened before she got arrested or after.
Well, at this point, she hasn't even been arrested. She's just being featured, and she's selling a self-published book, children's book about how to deal with
her son
death.
grieve about his dad.
Yeah. 3 sons, by the way. 3 sons. So here it is, and basically, it's a lot. It's a lot for people to process.
Mhm.
Well, a year into the investigation, an indictment is made. Cops finally feel like they have enough to make the indictment, and she's arrested on multiple counts. We're talking fraud accounts, credit card fraud, insurance fraud, attempted murder, uh, uh, possession and distribution of a controlled substance, and all this stuff. So,
Everything.
yes, just throwing the book at her, layering it, right? And so here it is. She's basically being convicted in the public court opinion
Mhm.
in the newspapers. And then on top of that, the police are putting together their evidence. And of course, the sensible public starts putting out reviews on her book of 1 star, How to Get Away with Murder. And so,
I actually really enjoyed that show.
I know. I mean, like, it does scratch a dark itch that you always have. I know. I get it. So
Hey, we're all sickos here, even
we
you.
are. If you are still watching, you're a sicko just like us. So let it go. Don't judge. So here it is, and she doesn't make bail. She's in jail right now. Okay, so the saga keeps going. No, like
More?
this woman doubles down every single time,
Oh
right?
my gosh.
So literally, while she's in jail, they actually, I guess they tossed her cell or checked it out or something, but they find what they call a dear mommy letter or something, and it's a letter written to her mom to instruct her mother how to tell her brother to give testimony on her behalf that her dead husband had a drug addiction
Mhm.
and was purchasing the drugs all on his own.
Mhm.
So here's the thing, and the thing I find just bizarre about it, they're calling it the Harry Potter love letter because she was reading Harry Potter and stashed the letter inside the book. And so now the police are like, oh,
Her
there
own-
we go again. See, there's so many notes on this damn case.
Say
It's
her own
it's
chamber
like a
of
book.
secrets.
It is her own chamber of secrets. You're going to have to cut that piece out. So, literally, it's in the Harry Potter book. And so, literally, she hides this letter in. Cops find it. And they're like, this is more evidence that she's just doubling down. We're going to add more charges. And now it's for witness tampering during the process.
I
And
hope they throw the encyclopedia at her.
right. And so I'm like, oh my God, all these things. And like you, at some point, you got to say, wrap it up, lady. Like, come on. But kind of gives the Harry Potter readers like myself like a bad name. And number one, and number two, J.K. Rowling. If you are watching this woman seems like a better target than Emma Watson or any tranny out there. Okay, so take it to this crazy lady. She's a straight woman, and I really think she's a better target for your anger. Okay, but anyway, back to it. I don't care about it. It's to be determined in a court of law. Right now, it is scheduled for February 2026. So
So we might have a part 2.
we might have a part 2 in the second half of our first season of Murder Mayhem and Mortgages.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
I mean, like, yeah, it's like a cliffhanger. It has got murder. It's got mortgages. It's got mayhem. It's got chaos. I don't have anything left. That's the craziness of it. It is just the wildest, most batshit crazy story I could come up with. And we have seen some wild.
We've
and
taken you on some
wiry
adventures this season
yes.
so far.
So, yeah,
As always, though. Oh,
we gotta
we,
rate it.
we got to do the rate. Yep.
We got to do the ratings. So, okay. So, on yours, chopping up dead bodies always rings in a Schedule 4 on murder. Mayhem, because they put the bodies back on the property that was in dispute. That's going to be a solid 4. Mortgages, there were no mortgages, so I'm going to leave it at a 2. Although I love the fact that they were kidnapped daytime at breakfast time. That's just ballsy.
Yes.
Right there.
That's why they think that there was insider, cooperation.
All right. So, all right. I'm ready for my ratings to see how I did at the end of the season.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to give you another perfect score, and I
Oh!
just can't keep up with you because you're just chaos.
I look for the chaos.
You are chaos. But no, I mean that's a very interesting story. There's a lot going on there. I mean, I'm with the public court of opinion on that one, but definitely I'll
But
have
we
to
don't
give you.
have any real information. Like we're literally getting little tidbits and pieces
Yeah,
from
but the
news.
public court is rarely wrong.
Really? Okay. That's somebody that never questions her own algorithm.
Never. But as always, thank you for joining us. If you have your own personal stories, feel free to email them to us at
We'd
the link
love
below.
the darker the better. Doesn't matter if it's demons, ghosts, or murdering serial killers.
Yeah, I think
We're
we
happy
need to
to
get some more
report.
demons in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And feel free to like and subscribe on your favorite channel. And join us next time.
All right, on Murder, Mayhem, and Mortgages.